and member of the Historical Review Board. As founder of the South Shore Roundtable, Mr. Harkin's love for Florida is matched only by his lifelong bond with Ireland as an elected life member of the Donegal Historical Society and Military History Society of Ireland. Mr. Harkins has donated his collection of antique books on Irish history, as well as his private academic papers, to the University of South Florida's Special Collections Library to commemorate the centennial of the 1916 Easter Monday uprising in Dublin City, which eventually led to the creation of the independent Irish Republic. The Board of County Commissioners of Hillsborough County, Florida, does hereby commend James Joseph Harkins IV, Esquire, for his commitment to keeping Florida's history alive and for his activism in expanding awareness about the Irish culture through his charitable contribution. And it's dated today, the 27th day of April, 2016, signed by all 7 of the commissioners. Mr. Harkins.
Thank you, Commissioner, for the very nice words. What I'd like to do, Commissioner, is if you would step forward, I'd like you to present to you a Harkins Medal. This is a medallion of our hereditary coat of arms. Thank you very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I have to put on my glasses. There's an old Irish saying that there's no use being blind if you can't show it off. Matt, thank you for organizing this. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say hello to everybody. Thank you for coming. I would also like to recognize several people. One is my twin brother, who's sitting in the back. And the next is my former fiancée, my wife of almost 50 years, Krista, who has attempted in vain to keep me on the straight and narrow. And lastly, I'd like to recognize Adam Moore. Adam, would you please stand up? There are not many guest speakers here that can stand and address a crowd where your great-grandson is a freshman at USF. Adam, you're running with bulls. So, now the glasses. Good grief, I can sit. Today we commemorate and celebrate Irish American history, reflecting on the sacrifices of those intrepid women and men of 1916, whose uprising would eventually result in an independent Republic of Ireland. Secondly, and most important of all, we take pause to reflect that the participants involved in those momentous events which took place in Dublin City that Easter Monday morning, stood on the shoulders of those freedom fighters that preceded them. In other words, Clark, McDermott, McDonough, Pierce, Kent, Connolly, and Plunkett, stood on the ecumenical shoulders of Macaulay, Murphy, or Tone, and those rebels of 1798 and 1803. We should also recognize that America's freedom's torch was always Ireland's guiding light. In 1803, Robert Emmet, in a speech from the dock, said, "I wish to secure for Ireland what Washington secured for America." In 1968, my generation stood on the shoulders of America's great civil rights leader, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., whose "I Have a Dream" speech inspired the creation of the Northern Ireland Civil Rights Association, modeled on his nonviolent principles. Thus our signature became Chucky Allah, our day will come. Sadly, like many that came before, nonviolence would be unsuccessful. Until that one day, peace and civil rights began to emerge in Northern Ireland. As a historian, I am convinced that libraries, such as the one we celebrate today, will provide a shoulder for other generations to stand on to study the history of Ireland. USF has 3/4 of my multi-language history books and lecture papers. I am presently sorting out a myriad of texts that I have penned for the last 40 years, and soon special collections will have it all. As hereditary steward, I cannot give USF O'Harkin's patent. However, I can present you, Matt, with a copy of Berks Peerage International Registry of Arms, where I am listed on page 4. Today we are joined with key members of the Ancient Order of Hibernians in America, the largest Irish Catholic organization in the world. Organized in 1836, in that long, dark night of the Know Nothing movement that wanted to prevent the Irish Catholics from getting citizenship, that they were strangers in the land. They would fail. The AOH, in practical terms, is America's oldest civil rights organization. With their Jewish brethren, the Irish organized America's labor movement, and the great Felix Frankfurter so admired the Ancient Order of Hibernians and their distinctive structure that Frankfurter told the Zionist movement in America, please organize yourself like the AOH to be successful. Another accomplishment not very well known. Frankfurter probably said that because he remembered that the founder of our church had a Jewish mother. That said, it is my distinct honor to introduce Greg Sean Canning, AOH National Officer and National Co-Chairman for Freedom of All Ireland. James Cahill, President of AOH Florida. Rosemary Riley, President of the Ladies AOH Hillsborough County, and Thomas T. Harding, President of the AOH Hillsborough, who will present appropriate accolades to special collection. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand forward? Gentlemen, have a seat, please.
Gormahagad, agus Giachrich Bertranona, thank you, and good afternoon. Just a bit before I actually do the presentation, I have a few words of my own to say about the commemoration of the Easter Rising. But first of all, my name in English is Greg John Canning, in Irish it's Greg Hoshana Conana, much easier to pronounce than the English. But the Ancient Order of Hibernians, as Jim said, was established here in the United States in 1836, but that's only the American branch of the Ancient Order. Ancient Order first was established